Good day, architects. I am Nina Mireala Saldi and I will present to you my thesis proposal. Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Caloocan City North, a campus designed to improve students' mental health through sensory architecture. After nearly 3 years of the pandemic, education is only now beginning to recover. Students who were unable to attend school for the past 2 years because they did not have access to online learning resources are now beginning to make up for the time and education they lost. Earlier this year, Republic Act No. 11785, also known as the PUP-Caloocan City North Campus Act, was signed and passed into law. This was a solution proposed by then Representative Dale Along Malapitan to the growing problem of out-of-school youth in Metro Manila North. PUP is the largest state university in the Philippines and is one of the country's most competent educational institutions. They also top the index for value and affordability for having the lowest tuition among HEIs in the country. They are also the producer of the largest number of highly competent and responsible professionals in the country, hence the reason why having a satellite branch in Caloocan City North will not only help Tantalos, but also a lot of youth in Malabon, Navotas, and Valenzuela. However, the increasing number of out-of-school youth and dropouts was already a concern prior to the pandemic, and this issue was only exacerbated by the adoption of online learning as a result of the pandemic. In fact, the school dropout rate for senior high school students increased from 3.9% in 2018 to 6.6% in 2020. And despite that the rate of out-of-school youth decreased to 20% in 2018 from 22% in 2017, the statistics is still troubling. There is about 16 various SUCs in Metro Manila: UP, PUP, PNU, and TUP to name a few. But there is no state-owned universities or colleges in the northern part of Metro Manila. In fact, the nearest SUC satellite branch in Caloocan City is PUP Quezon City, located in Don Fabian, Quezon City, while the nearest SUC main campus is UP Diliman in Diliman, Quezon City. To reach these state universities, you must traverse Commonwealth Avenue, which is notorious for its severe traffic, robbing students of hours that they could have spent studying or resting. While there are LUCs available in Kamanava, they mostly offer undergraduate degrees in education and business, hence limiting the program options available to students. Therefore, proceeding to the project's objectives to address the demand for an accessible, affordable, and high-quality education, which is 1. To establish the first state-owned university in Caloocan City, 2. To significantly reduce the number of young people in the Kamanava region who are not enrolled in school and to increase the number of those who enroll and graduate, and 3. To provide a variety of undergraduate, graduate, and technical vocational courses that can be attended nearby, sparing students the trouble and expense of lengthy commutes. As the client for this proposed project, the local administration of Caloocan City has continuously constructed initiatives that prioritize the needs of the people. Given that the major author of RA 11785 is also the current mayor of Caloocan City, it is almost certain that the objective and vision of the PUP Caloocan City North proposal would be fulfilled. The project will focus on architectural programming and design solutions adhering to the related design guidelines and standards imposed by the law and CHED, with senior high school graduates, out-of-school youths, and college dropouts in Kamanava area as its main beneficiaries. The project limits itself with the planning and designing of a state university and will not cover any structural, mechanical, electrical, sanitary, and other related engineering aspects unless it is needed for the architectural solutions. The proposed site is a 14,660 square meters lot located in Congressional Road, which is a major road that connects to Camarine Road and Saranay Extension. Its primary mode of transportation are private vehicles, motorcycles, and tricycles. Currently, there is only one jeepney route that passes through this road, but improvements regarding this matter is already planned by the local government. The site is also near other educational institutions and residential areas, therefore accessibility and businesses that will supply the needs of the students will not be a problem. The lot has a gradual 6% slope downwards from the major road and has low susceptibility for flooding. According to the suitability analysis for future development areas of Caloocan City LCCAP, the site falls under the moderately suitable rating. Here is the analysis of the site. Its frontage is oriented southwest, which is utilized in the planning process. Various vegetation are also placed as a noise buffer from the neighboring settlements. The quality of the air within the classroom is one of the most important factors to consider. Students' ability to concentrate is impaired when they are exposed to poor air quality, which also has the potential to harm their health. To fully utilize the natural ventilation of the site, cross-ventilation is applied. This is a natural technique of cooling in which openings are positioned in opposing sides and the cool air from the outside is allowed to enter and the warm air from the inside is able to exit. This sort of natural ventilation increases air quality and circulation within a space, which ultimately results in lower energy costs. Utilizing your lot's orientation to ensure that the structure receives the most natural light is an effective way to save money on artificial lighting, but it also has drawbacks, particularly in the Philippines, where the heat can sometimes be too intense, affecting the comfort of the occupants. Utilizing sun shading devices like adjustable louvers is an excellent way to reduce the amount of heat entering a structure while retaining access to natural light. In addition, louvers allows wind to pass through, enhancing the ventilation in the building. Rainwater harvesting is a technique of collecting and storing rainwater for reuse, as opposed to having it flow off and be absorbed by the soil and routed into drains, streams, or rivers. Due to the large number of students, schools consume a great deal of water. Therefore, installing this system can assist minimize the consumption of potable water and increase the use of rainwater. The framework of a reinforced concrete building is made up entirely of freestanding columns, and at each floor level, horizontal beams provide additional support. Due to its inherent resistance to fire, this type of structural system is particularly well suited for the construction of educational buildings. These also typically house a large number of students and teachers, and so structural safety and rigidity is an extremely vital consideration to make. Solar panels, also known as photovoltaics, convert solar radiation into electricity that may be used to power homes and businesses. Solar panel installation is a crucial long-term investment and cost-cutting tool, especially for state-funded universities. It enables the university to redistribute the budget allocated to electricity bills to other projects. A light-emitting diode, commonly known as an LED, is a type of semiconductor device that emits light through the electroluminescence process. The usage of LED lighting as opposed to conventional lighting contributes to a brighter and more comfortable learning environment for students. This is because LED lighting generates very little heat and does not contribute to the room's overall temperature. An acoustic panel is a sound-absorbing panel that can be used to minimize the amount of reverberation and echo in a room as well as the amount of background noise. Students can become easily distracted from their classes and lose their ability to concentrate when there is an excessive amount of background noise. Acoustic panels will be installed as a step toward achieving a conducive environment for learning. Based on the average of the 10-year projected senior high school graduates divided by the 28 existing HEIs plus the proposed PUP-Caloocan City North, there will be about 1,198 students in Caloocan City that will enroll in PUP-Caloocan City North. Meanwhile, it is projected that on average, over 300 students from the neighboring cities Malabon, Navotas, and Valenzuela will enroll in the said university. Over the last decade, employment has remained the leading factor for youth not attending school, while high cost of education or financial concerns remains one of the most prevalent reasons for youths not attending school, among others. In 2032, the population of out-of-school youth ages 20 to 24, for the reason of high cost of education or financial concern, is projected to reach 2,283 youths, which is 79% higher than its 1,812 population in 2020 for the same reason. Based on the college programs with the highest recorded enrollment in Caloocan City for the past 5 years, PUP-Caloocan City North will possibly offer courses in accountancy and finance, business administration, computer and information sciences, and education, since these are the courses with highest demand in the city. Architecture is the art of reconciliation between ourselves and the world, and this mediation takes place through the senses. This project is developed and planned with this philosophy in mind, optimizing the architecture experience by including other senses besides sight. Sensory architecture is a design concept that emphasizes human connection with the built environment through the utilization of all 5 senses. This architecture aids in the promotion of social, cognitive, and emotional growth, all of which are crucial in educational institutions. Not only does it help create a more favorable learning atmosphere, but it is also accessible to everyone, including those who have lost a sense, as they may experience the architecture with their other senses. The form of the main building is derived from one of the symbols PUP is known for, the pylon. The pylon originally stood for true, good, and beautiful. The 3 pillars' positions were rearranged and came up with the form for the main building. Strump or stair ramp is a great innovation that encourages inclusiveness, particularly for persons with disabilities, as its ramps are not segregated from the stairs that people use but are instead integrated to create community. Flexible desks also encourages students' interaction by allowing them to effortlessly shift and combine their desks anytime they are grouped or gathered. It also fosters a sense of community among the school, as no student or desk will be left behind because everything fits together. Innovative napping or study pods shall also be installed in the library to provide students with a peaceful space to rest in the midst of an urban environment. This also promotes brain relaxation, which will help students obtain more focus and revitalize brains for class. One of the highlights of this project is the incorporation of vertical green wall in facades. This does not only add aesthetics to the building, but it also helps to cool the air that will go inside the building and help block harmful sun rays before it passes through the structure. Louver windows are also used, as it can help maximize and regulate the natural lighting and ventilation that comes naturally with the site's orientation. Lastly, waterscape is placed at the quadrangle where students will mostly roam and interact with each other for an additional experience and calmness of the students within the built environment. It also helps to break a continuous site of buildings and make the central garden more relaxing for the students. There are 2 main materials that will be utilized in this project. Concrete, the most extensively used construction material that is composed of cement, water, and aggregate. This will not only serve a structural function but can also provide an aesthetic finish and add texture to the building. And polycarbonate roof that can be used for covered walkways and skylights to allow natural lighting to pass through and make the environment brighter. It is an ideal choice for an architectural design that requires the most of natural light because of its high transparency. And that concludes the presentation of my thesis proposal, Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Caloocan City North, a campus designed to improve students' mental health through sensory architecture. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Again, I am Nina Micaela Saldi, the proponent for this project.